Alright boys, what is going on? Today we are back in Bazou, and in the last episode we just got the sugar shack up and running with trees connected and everything. The only problem with that is we have to constantly be feeding it wood to keep it running. Feeding it wood means we have to constantly be chopping down trees. And well, how do you solve that problem? Grid power and automatic furnace. The only problem with that is together that's about $45,000. And clearly we are ballin'. So as we found out in previous episodes, a good way to make money starting out is fishing. And I'm kind of curious to know whether fishing has a limit or not. So, what are we going to do? We're going to fish. And fish. And fish. Say hi to Bob. And more fishing. We fished so much that behold, before your very eyes, the fish god has graced us with his presence. Okay, let me put into perspective how much we actually fish. So the full day cycle is about 36 minutes. Say we didn't fish at night, which is a lie. Say subtract eating, drinking, sleeping. The bare minimum we fished, say maybe 30 minutes per in-game day. That comes out to about 3.5 hours in real life time of fishing at bare minimum. Now, while this may not be a lot for the average person, I had fast nights off. So once you add everything back in and trying to stay alive so I can actually play the game, since it's permadeath, and subtract the time skip for sleeping, each day comes out to probably roughly about 60 real life minutes. Meaning in order to do this fishing, I spent about 7 hours of my life. And due to my job and the hours I work, this task alone ended up taking me about 6 real life days. Remember this moment, friends. It does not happen often. By the time I was done, I had so much fish, the truck bed was overflowing. Now, it's time to move this bottomed out, overflowing monstrosity of a full truck. All safe and sound, perfectly parked at our trailer. And we'll even throw the e-brake on for good measure. And now that didn't work. Alright. You asked for this. You forced my hand. You wouldn't stop moving. You're stopping now. You're not going anywhere. Well. What the heck is happening? What is this? It's like a rave. Alright, before we go any further, we're going to say one last prayer to our fish god. Alright, now it is finally time to sell. Not only are we going to see how much we get, but we're going to see if we can sell everything. Because typically everything has limits. The logs, the firewood, the syrup, everything has limits on how much you can sell in one day. And I think it's safe to say that I have enough fish to accurately test whether or not there is a limit or not. So let's head down to sell this, and surely, absolutely nothing could go wrong. Or at least that's what I thought, because I didn't realize how hungry the fish would get and eat all my frames. And another thing I didn't think about and could have never anticipated is how buggy the truck would get with all this fish. Now, as I sit here trying to figure out what the fuck just happened, all I remember is I was extremely panicking trying to get out of the truck, and I regret not staying in the truck figuring out where it went. And you know what? It's fine. I just started for the day. I'm only about 15 minutes deep into the save. Just close the game, try again. Right? Wrong. This time, I didn't even make it to the sale point. I was on the outside view of my vehicle, so I wouldn't have even had time to get back into my vehicle since it kind of freezes before it does that, and I would have went to fucking Narnia with my truck. So, I guess, let's try this again. And at this point, I really thought I was going to have to completely basically empty my truck and make many trips, and I did not want to have to do that. So I proceeded to drive as slow as I possibly could, and when I say the guy behind me did not like that, he really did not like that, especially when he thought he was going to get to go around me, and I cut him back off. Oh man, that guy hates me. Alright, now it's time to hopefully sell without any weirdness going on. So we're going to start with the right side. Extremely careful not to hit anything. And now the left side. And just when I think I'm home free and all the bugs are done, just like that, I found another bug. If you throw the bucket of fish in there, it empties the bucket and you don't get paid for it. The fish are still in there, so I was like, okay, how does that work? I add another fish into the bucket and put the bucket there. As you can see, we got our money. But the problem is, while we got paid for the one fish that we put in there, we lost the money for all 20 fish in that bucket that was originally full that I threw into the circle. And that happened for 2 buckets. But alright, bugs aside, time wasted aside, I am satisfied. We now have over $12,000. And we now know that fishing has 0 limit. You can sell as many fish in a single day as possible, and that's probably because it takes you multiple days to get that many fish. Now I'm sure, as you've seen in the beginning, we did get grid power and the automatic furnace, but I don't want to bore you with the details. We basically just sat there and put wood in the furnace for syrup and did races. That was literally it. But to put into perspective how long this video took and how big of a video idea I tried to do and why it took so long, well, for starters, I waited for all the trees that I just connected to the sugar shack to grow, and so I could get the saplings off of them, went through my entire plot and snipped every tree again, connected them all to the sugar shack, and I ended up with a little under 300 trees. And man, when it was done, it looked so good, especially at night. The next thing I wanted to talk about is my plants. I had right around 200 plants, and I had well over the 10 big packs required for the dealer. I was bringing in more weed than I even knew what to do with. And finally, the friendships. This isn't an accurate picture, but it's the only one that I could find before the incident. As you can see, Normand, he's at 49 out of 50. At 50, I get the racetrack. Jax, I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I'm saying it. At 40, you get the spare Koenig. Antoine, I'm pretty sure, Antoine, you get him to 25, you get the Prinz. Carol, she's at 31 out of 50 in this spot. When the incident happened, I had Carol at 47 out of 50. I had Antoine at 24 out of 50, Jax at 39 out of 50. I had like 20 big packs worth of weed ready for the dealer, even though I only needed 10. And I was saving up to completely finish the sugar shack with the bigger tanks, the trailer, tanker, and everything. Everything was going great. I was making good money from the sugar shack. I had crazy plants going. I was ready for a massive video with a ton of content for basically everything the game has to offer, until this moment here where I went AFK trying to help out my cousin with his channel, and I thought I paused the game, and I did not pause the game. At some point in the next hour or so, I stopped the recording and didn't for a split second think why I was recording. I didn't even think about the fact that the game was open because I thought it was paused. Until at some point I went to get back on the game and I seen a screen similar to this. Obviously, it's not the same one because I wasn't recording. I just went in, died, and got this for the video. But then I loaded the game back up after immediately all F4ing because I was panicking. As soon as I read "you are dead," I didn't think about recording, and when the game loaded up, it was just one of my previous hardcore saves, not a permadeath. It was completely gone. For good. 3 weeks worth of grinding every single day after I got home from work. Just poof. Because I simply forgot to pause. I'm sorry this video took so long. I truly am. I did not mean for it to take as long as it did. But, unfortunately, we are done with this series for now. I would like to move on to different games. I hope you guys stick around. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below.